Hi, this is Jason Zook, the Social Psychic. Welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on post notifications. We have a special guest with us today. And Megan, I'm so excited to have you here on our channel to talk about what we've been doing for over 2 years. Jennifer Kesse. Can you share with me and our audience exactly how you first got involved with the Jennifer Kesse matter?
Sure, definitely. Years and years ago, I saw her missing poster up in California, and something really drew me into her picture. And something was familiar about her, and I just felt really sad when I looked at it. And from then on, I was seeing her missing poster everywhere. Everywhere I went, like I travel a lot, so I was seeing her in different states and different islands in the Caribbean. Like everywhere I went, her missing poster was in the most random places. And I thought, this is like more than a coincidence. So
sounds like synchronicity.
Yeah, it definitely was. So I ended up Googling her, like what happened to this girl when I moved back to Tampa, Florida, and saw her picture on Anna Maria Island where I have a family beach house. So I saw her picture and I Googled it and I saw that she was from Tampa, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is so weird, because the first time I saw her photo, I was living in California. So I did a little bit more research, and I realized that I had seen a post on MySpace back in 2004 or 5, and it was one of my best friends from high school, and she said that, hey, I know this guy, his sister's missing. If anyone's seen her, let me know. And I realized it was the same person, like that I had actually seen someone post about it when she first went missing. So I was like, time to research this. I need to find out, why am I being drawn to this woman? So I was picking up things when I was tuning into her picture. Different things about what she was going through when the abduction, which I believe it was an abduction, took place. So through the years, I've been connecting with her. Every time I saw her picture, it would just really get to me. So then when I met you years ago, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago?
2016 at Julia's wedding.
Yes, definitely.
Our mutual friend from UT, University of Tampa.
So with your gifts, and I realized about how talented you were, I was like, wow, I really need to see if Jason can pick up anything about this. So we were at a restaurant in Seminole Heights, and all I did was mention her name, and I said, hey, there's this girl that's missing. Her name is Jennifer, and do you pick up anything about her? And sure enough, he picked up what she looked like, how she went missing. He also picked up some other things that he had heard, Spanish, and some other things about scraping a knee, and different things that I had also picked up. And it confirmed for me, like, this is legit. Like, this woman is definitely coming through. So from then on, we started researching the case together.
Interesting side point. I don't always remember things as a psychic medium. I don't always remember things that come through, so you're reminding me of something that I may not have recalled off the top of my head. My recollection is that I recall you asking me at least twice over a year period or so, when we first became friends at the wedding. You asked me a couple times, do you pick up anything about missing people? And I had referenced one particular case from about 9 years earlier, the Stacy Peterson matter, that I had picked up on, but I said I don't really do that regularly, so that's not something I'm very familiar with. And I remember the first time you asked me about it, I didn't get anything. It wasn't until, like, we were in the restaurant Seminole Heights that we started this.
Right.
And after that, I recall it took a span of time where we started piecing together the pieces of our theory.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to share with you guys. We're working on that right now to get that to you. But our particular situation was Jennifer started coming through and telling me that she was kidnapped, and that verified what you had picked up previously. And she indicated that she was taking about an hour from Orlando towards Haines City, which is off of exit 55 on I-4. Because of that, we basically started to put together an entire time frame, chronology, locations, things that we really we were shocked as it was coming through. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was wild. I was on the phone with him, and we will spend some sessions together, about an hour to 2 hours together, at least, doing some sessions to see what we pick up, because we both have very busy lifestyles, with him as a lawyer and me with my own business. So when we got together, we would try to brainstorm and tune in and see what we pick up. And this one particular time, he was picking up where she was taken. That's what we were tuning in on. And Jason's not from here. Jason's from New Jersey. And I'm from here, and I don't even know this part of the state. I've been here for over 30 years. And he says, okay, I'm picking up, what was the county? You picked up the Polk County. It was okay, pick up a county. And I was like, okay, that's definitely a county. I've heard of that. And he's like, Haines City. And he's tuned in. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start Googling while you're picking up stuff. So I Google the county, and I put Haines City, and sure enough, Haines City's in the county he was picking up. And then he said Highway 27.
Yeah, she kept coming through and telling me that she went up and down Highway 27 during the last 2 weeks of her life.
So I was writing this down and then researching it. So Highway 27, and then he said she's mentioning the Blue Ribbon place. So I Google Blue Ribbon.
And then we find
Highway 27, and then Haines City, and sure enough, Blue Ribbon Citrus Packers comes up.
As a prior location.
And as a business, it was closed down at this point, but the sign was still there, the building was still there. Since then, another business has bought that location and, remodeled the building and whatnot. But we were actually able to find that, and I was blown away. Well, Jason does this to me all the time. I'm always blown away by your gift. But it was one thing after the other, and so we were picking up all this stuff. We were piecing it together. There's so many other things that we've actually picked up on and researched since then.
Interesting. Megan's so passionate. You're so passionate about this. I remember one day in 2017, when we were doing this over a span of a couple weeks at least, one day I talked to you about this. And I'm like, well, I have to go to work. I got my law stuff I have to do, and I got to go. And you're like, I'm going to go jump in the car and go. And I remember that you drove out there. Do you recall that? Can you share that with our audience?
I did. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to take a day off and drive up there. It's like 55 minutes away or so, and take my Jeep and go. And I went out there, and I remembered some things you had picked up, so I was kind of looking for like the dirt road and different things, and I was also going to go check out this Blue Ribbon place. And I found it, and I was able to go there, and it was definitely had some energy there, and I was picking up more information when I was out there, and so were you.
Yeah. You know what?
So I FaceTimed him.
Yes, I was about to. We're on the same page. It freaked me out when you FaceTime me and you showed me the location, because it's one thing to see a still photo online, but when you're actually panning with the camera on your phone and doing that was one of those moments I was like, this is not something we can ignore. This is something we need to at least share with the investigators and the police.
So we did. So
just an overview. So Megan helped a lot with we've been doing this theory together, and it got to the point where I was like, you know what, this is something that we need to memorialize and write down. So we put together everything that we were coming up with, the different locations, prospective suspects, how she disappeared, and the location based on your surveillance of going over there. I went over there separately and looked, and we decided to put this all together, and we presented it to the Orlando police in 2017, August of 2017. I contacted them, I sent them it via fax, and hopefully they utilized some of that information. But from our vantage point, that's why we're here today. It's still in the news. It's still something that's catching information and people's attention. And from our vantage point, if we have this information and we're calling it a proposed theory, because we don't claim to know everything that happened here, but we are picking up something for a reason. And if there's something that can be shared with the investigators, whoever's taking over the case at this point, if there's anything that can be pieced together, that's why we're doing this. We wanted to introduce this today because our footage will show us going back to the original location of where Jennifer disappeared. Not exactly on site, because we don't want to cause a ruckus there at the complex where she lived, but near it, outside of it. And then we went to the spot where her car was left, and we also went to Haines City. A lot of our stuff's in Haines City, and it's at different locations that we picked up on it. So that's going to support our theory. So
you'll see some of the live feed that we took with our cell phones.
Yes.
As we were picking up things in the car in the different locations. And we'll, the more we get, the more we'll share with you guys. But so far, this is what we've come up with. And we just want this information to be used to help Jennifer Kesse's story, one, be heard, be known, and her side of the story. We do feel like we're connecting with her, and we know she wants to bring closure to this for her family, and she also wants justice. She doesn't want this person to be able to do this to anybody else, because we also believe that he's hurt other people, and he does have an accomplice.
Absolutely.
So.
One of our biggest goals with this is to present this information in a neutral way. Hopefully each of you can receive it so. We support anyone who has critical questions of us. I would have critical questions. Who are these two people sitting in front of a camera talking about this case right now? How are they connected to it? And there's a lot of skeptics out there. I'll just ask, while you're looking at this stuff, keep an open mind. If there's one shred of information from this that you get, or that may help to eventually apprehend the people responsible for this, that's our goal. And we mean all the respect to Jennifer, her family, her friends. We really want to present this as just an alternate theory or proposed theory as to something that we've been picking up on for 2 years now, and it's something we have to put out there, because if we don't get it out there, I just think our conscience wouldn't rest with us to think that we might know some information. If even any of it's helpful, we want that to be shared. So that's our goal with this.